Hey there! So it's not a secret that I freaking love cross-stitching. Like a lot of people, I used to do it as a kid, then for some reason I stopped, and for years I considered it a boring grandma craft, and then I accidentally discovered this modern way of geeky, ironic, offensive cross-stitch patterns, and I started stitching like crazy. Check out my cross-stitch only Instagram account. I really enjoy just following patterns amazing creators make. I have 2 books full of them, and there's even more patterns available online. But doing this, you start getting your own ideas, you want to start stitching your favorite quotes and motifs, and maybe you want to stitch some inside jokes for your friends and family. And following pattern is just not enough anymore. So today I want to show you a few different ways to create your own pattern. If you find that video useful, make sure to hit the thumbs up, and for more content like that, consider subscribing. So let's get into the first method. It's definitely the easiest one, and it's not exactly creating a pattern, but if you have a base pattern you've bought or you have a book with them, then reuse. If you just want to stitch some quote or text and you don't feel a need to create the whole thing, then this would be the best option. There's also plenty of cross-stitch fonts available online. Just type cross-stitch font in Google and find the one that you like. So you can just choose a frame you like, choose a font, and make it all work together. Check out a few projects I've done this way. You may need to make some alterations to make it wider or smaller, like I had to do here, so don't be afraid to experiment and draw on your patterns to make it all work. If you want to stitch some specific thing you can't find a pattern for, then try using pixel art as an inspiration. It's easily translatable to cross-stitch, you just need to find simple ones if you don't want it to turn out huge, as 1 pixel is 1 stitch. Here I wanted to make this pattern sport themed, so I changed the crown for some pixel art dumbbell I found. So the second method is drawing directly on canvas. So this method I like to use when I opt for childish, messy look. Basically you just draw and or write on your canvas and then stitch following that. There will be some questionable places where you won't be sure where the stitch should go, but it doesn't really matter because the point for it is to be messy and a little inconsistent. The only thing you should consider is that whatever you draw or write cannot be too dense. Just remember, 1 stitch row is pretty wide, so if you draw 2 lines too close to each other, they will become 1 thick stitched line. So you just want to make sure there is some space between the lines and letters. I've done one of my favorite projects this way. Third way is to print a cross-stitch grid on paper and draw on it. With that you can create a proper pattern, you can go crazy with colors and all. What I'd suggest is printing same density grid as your canvas, so you'll get a good idea of the size of your final product. And the challenge with it is to make everything symmetrical. So what I'd actually do is I'd draw every single element close to the border, mark a center of it, and then mark a center on my canvas, and one element by another I'd start stitching from the marked point. I use this method also when I reuse a frame or any element of an existing pattern and I want to make sure everything is symmetrical. And the last and the most pro method is to use a pattern design software. There is plenty of tools available online. I did my research some time ago and I found the Stitch Fiddle the best. Not sponsored, obviously, no one would sponsor me, I have 11 subscribers. The basic version is free, it has some great options available only on premium account, but unless you want to make a lot of complicated patterns, I think a free version has everything you need. So let's go to the website. I will log in with Facebook so I can save my projects. So as you can see, I've already done some projects, but let's start a new one. I will choose cross stitch, DMC. It doesn't really matter because I don't really use DMC floss, but whatever. I just want some colors available. So I will start with an empty chart. You can start from picture or create a QR code. It will be added to your design, but I will start an empty chart. And a grid size. So 20 by 20 is a little small, so I will make 40 by 40, create chart, and there we have it. So on the panel on the left you can add colors. I will add some black. I don't really know what the MC color is. Black, we would have to check it online, but I will just choose something dark. Add. There I have it. And now we can start simply drawing. I will draw a heart. Okay, there will be hearts in every of my video, but let's go with it. I will then select it, and there are some options available. You can copy, crop, or clear selected area. There are some premium options like mirroring, rotating, but as I said, these are great options, but you don't really need them if you want to create a pattern that's not too complicated. So yeah, I will just use what's available. So I will copy it, and then I just want to make a row of hearts, so I will paste it where I want them to go. And then I want to make some text, so I will change color and I will do subscribe. Okay, so as you can see, it's not really symmetrical now. So what I want to do is I want to move the hearts, I think 2 stitches to the right, so it will be all centered. So what I will do is I will select the area. And then, as you can see, there is no moving options. So what we can do is we can copy it. I want it to be also below a text. So I will paste it where I want it to go. And then I will select it again. I will clear that and paste it again, but a little bit on the right, and that's pretty much it. Also, what you can do here is you can draw lines. So if you want to create a border that you will backstitch, then there is an option. You can also go diagonally. So as you can see, it has basically all you need, and obviously you can save changes. It's entitled, I will call it subscribe. So when I go back to my charts, I will see it, so I can finish it later if I want. And of course you can print your project, so I will just go to print, download your chart as PDF. And there's a bunch of options. Some of them are only for premium accounts, so I will not mess up with them. The only thing that I always change is that I change the chart size to one single page, so it will not be divided to several pages. And I just click apply and download. And so here is what you get. First you have a name and a legend with colors, and the second page is our chart. So I think it looks really professional. It basically looks like all the patterns you can buy online. That's all you need, in my opinion. Okay, so that's all, and I hope with one of these methods you can finally make a pattern you want. And until the next one, bye!